I mean, it feels good. Obviously, it's been one of my goals all season. And, to be named semifinalist is, just another step closer to being, achieving my goal. So, definitely proud of that, but definitely know it's a lot more work to be done. And just truly excited to attack these last 4 games and really, play our best football as a defense.
Can you put in perspective what the practices have been like over the last week?
A lot of sense of urgency, to be honest. I think that's really just been the biggest thing for us is just that sense of urgency, getting back to being who we are, and just really getting back to the basics, really just focusing on what we need to do as defense to be successful. So I think really, if I can put one term on what the price have been like, is just urgency.
Is there much that changed this past week with the open date after the loss than what you had experienced previously in practice?
No, I mean, it's really just been a lot of just harping on urgency, and just really getting back to, being us and doing what we need to do to be successful. Because, I mean, I truly do believe, when we do those things, we are successful. And I think, it kind of gives us a lot of confidence knowing that, when we don't do those things, then things like what happened a couple of weeks ago, taking a loss, happen. So, it gives us more confidence to do the things that we know that we need to do to be successful.
Have you seen some of the same traits of 2017 after Iowa State, 2018 after Texas, just on bounce back after a loss during practice?
Yeah. I definitely feel like the guys are definitely, have that sense of urgency to definitely, get back on the field and definitely get things back on the right track. But I definitely do feel like this year is different, and I definitely feel it's different in a more positive way. So definitely like where we are right now as a team.
We haven't talked to you guys, players-wise, since minutes after the K-State game. You now having a chance to digest sort of what was right, what was wrong. What do you point to most about just how K-State was able to do what they did against you guys?
I mean, I give hats off to their coaches because, I mean, I feel like, some of the things that they did in that game definitely was some really smart things, coaching-wise and scheme-wise. But I don't think that's what beat us. And I think us on defense, I think, our inability to get off the field on third down and our inability to create turnovers is what beat us. And so at the end of the day, we got to be able to get off the field on third down. We got to be able to create turnovers. And that's, at the end of the day, what came back and shot us in the foot. So we got to be able to get off the field.
Those third down problems that you guys had, it was some third and longs. I mean,
Right.
Situations that you guys would think, hey, we're in a good spot here. Were there any sort of fingerprints that you saw in all of those situations that ultimately failed you guys in those situations?
Well, a couple of them, obviously, were penalties. So we can't be undisciplined in that area, and give teams another set of downs when we're off the field, and then a couple of those downs, we just didn't get off the field, and that's something I take personally. That's something I got to get done as a team captain, as leader of this defense. I got to get us off the field. So, at the end of the day, we got to get off the field in third and long.
Kenneth, there was some conjecture after the game that K-State was able to, if I have this right, use your speed and your ability to run the ball against you. Is that accurate?
No, not at all.
What did they do then that was so effective? You referenced how the scheme they had just now.
I mean, their scheme was, if y'all seen the play, the power play where they came back, they only ran that one time. And so, we calculated, the average of the powers, and we calculated the averages of the three backs. And at the end of the day, what you take from that is, they ran those plays, and a couple of them went for explosives. But at the end of the day, that's not what beat us. Our inability to get out the field on third down, our inability to create turnovers is what ended up, us not playing well on defense. And so that's what we have to fix. That's what we have to focus on, and that's what we have to get back to. And so, I feel like, the coaches, they did a wonderful job of, running their stuff. I mean, the things that they ran were stuff that we were expecting them to run. But it was just, I feel like it was just us shooting ourselves in the foot.
Kenneth, Lincoln and Alex both talked about it after the game, saying that there were times where the team kind of lost trust in each other. How do you go about rebuilding that trust during this bye week and especially into this Iowa State game week?
I think you just really got to fall back on what you know is best and what you know works. And I think that's what we've done as a team. We really just fell back on what we know works, and and just getting back to the basics and getting back to doing what we do. And so, up to that point, we have been playing, pretty well on defense, and obviously didn't want to take a loss. But it's not a loss; it's really a lesson. And so I think in that loss, we really learned a lot, and we really learned a lot about, what we have to do to play successful, and what we do really do works when we actually do it. And so, that's for us just to fall back on what we know that works, and just trusting in that.
Kenneth, was the sense of urgency there before, or does it take a loss to really hammer that home?
I feel like the sense of urgency was there before, but I don't feel like it was the way that it is now. I think guys realize that now the position that we put ourselves in, that we really do have to take advantage of every opportunity. But I also think that the loss is it's definitely a lesson, and it definitely could be a blessing in disguise, and allow us to take our game to another level and use that adversity in the right way.
And if 2017 Iowa State was your first loss here at Oklahoma, what do you remember about that game? And we talk about just wake-up calls and just learning from that game. What carried you through the rest of that season?
About that game, we came out here on our whole field and got outplayed. So, that's to be plain and simple about what happened, at Iowa State my freshman year. But definitely do remember, how the leaders and, the guys on the team rallied together after that game. And, we came together and went on that run and ended up going to the college football playoffs. So, you definitely learn a lot from that. And, learn a lot from, the leaders of that team, guys like Bake and Obo and, guys like that really just stepped up for us and led us to, where we wanted to be at the end of the season.
You guys have been strong this time of year in recent years, certainly since you've been here. I know each team is different, but what can you take from those previous years to carry into this year, and then also teach some of those young guys how to close out a regular season?
It's really just harping on the little things. Really just having that attention to detail late in the season. Really as a team, just not really getting tired of it. Some teams around this time they're tired of it and they're ready to hang it up, and just being excited for the opportunity, being excited to play, and just really going out there and taking advantage of every opportunity. I think that's really the most important thing, and I think that's what we've done great in the past and what we're going to continue to do this November.
Alex mentioned 2 weeks ago or after the Kansas State game that you guys might need to try something different in practice about takeaways, how to maybe force more of them. Did you guys do anything differently last week?
Yeah, definitely a different way, a different sense of urgency in regards to the turnovers, and definitely implementing a couple of different things in practice that Coach Grinch has harped on and implemented for us. So excited to see what that's going to get us into this Saturday.
What were those things?
Keep it in house.
How do you spend your bye weekend?
Went home.
Just see family?
Yeah.
Watch any football or anything?
Nah, first part of the week, watch a bunch of tape, practice. Later part of the week, went home, chill with the fam, kind of got away from it.
Was it a lot of reflecting on the Kansas State game or looking ahead to Iowa State?
Looking ahead. Like I said, you lost to Kansas State, learned a lesson from it, ready to move forward. And so, definitely taking away from the lessons from it, definitely, have that sense of urgency in everything that I'm doing, in the way that I'm leading, in the way that I'm playing, and things like that. So, excited to, go out here and have a great game this Saturday night.
Iowa State's been really up and down this year. What jumps off the film to you about them?
I feel like they're a really balanced team. Their offense is definitely capable of putting up points. Definitely got a good quarterback, and they like I said before, we've seen our history with them, and so definitely not a team that we're looking over. Definitely a team that we know is going to come out and play on Saturday night.
Their last time out, they ended up throwing 3 picks in the fourth quarter. Does that make you guys, going 4 games now without a turnover, without a takeaway? Does that give you guys, extra energy for this week, knowing that maybe you can get some takeaways this week?
I don't feel like it gives us extra energy, but definitely, seeing that, they turn the ball over, we definitely want to capitalize on that and definitely want to go out there and create turnovers. So this week, we want to go out there and play our game and do what we do best.